All right, I think we are recording live. And so this is the May 7th. Enrollment is going strong, and so I'll turn it over to Ryan and we'll get started.
All right, good morning. Let me share my
Great morning.
screen. Okay, so starting with applications, still that continued trend that we've been seeing for quite a while now. Applications comparatively to 1 year ago at this time, we are still up. Week over week, we continue to be up, so that's always a good sign. A couple things we're looking at for applications, continuing to make a push to that 2021 graduating class, the students that are finishing up their high school careers. We have a couple of the virtual events coming up next week, which is exciting. So hopefully we'll be able to draw some high school students and increase some applications at that point. Looking at the numbers I do have down here, we've received 871 applications from 2021 grads. Comparatively, 2020 grads on that first day of classes was 1157, so still some room to make up there. We have began a phone call campaign. This doesn't necessarily involve more applications, but our 2021 graduates who have dual enrolled with us before, this is typically a group that we do a pretty good job with yielding them for fall enrollment. So calls are being made to those students to let them know fall registration has begun and to reach out to our office if they need any kind of assistance or meeting with a counselor. Summer enrollment continues to be strong. Total head count as of last night was 773. We have our comparative number of summer 2020, which was 513. So as of beginning this week, we're up 38% in head count, 46 in credit hours, and 52% in billable. That all actually ticks up a little bit when I'll get the report beginning next week. You'll see we did have our little dip here from non-payment, but we're able to make that up and then some at this point for summer. So summer's looking good. And then fall head count, we're at 939 as of last night. We do have our fall 2020 number was 2312, so we're making great progress there. As of the beginning of the week, we're up 36% on head count, 31 in credit hours, and 31 in billable. That will continue to increase as well. We're looking good. Should hit the 1,000 mark here pretty quickly, which is always an exciting number to get to. So that's everything I have for my presentation this morning.
Well done. And I did send out emails to all of our principals with the brochures that the marketing team put together, which were wonderful. And I also stopped at as many high schools as I could to deliver the flyers in person and met with principals, so they're promoting it as well. All right, Dr. Culler, the floor is yours.
All right, let me share my screen. So FAFSA for 2021-22, our FAFSA completion continues to go up, so we're very happy about that. I met with Kessie and Sue and Allison yesterday, and we have worked out a strategy for after the summer semester starts to begin contacting some students that we know should have their 21-22 FAFSAs completed, haven't done them yet, to kind of give them that nudge to get things done early. We are up to 106 Michigan Reconnect eligible students who are enrolled for the summer semester. We should actually have final numbers by next Thursday evening, because that'll be the last day for us to drop ad for summer. Our Reconnect enrollment, we continue to look at our new students versus continuing versus previously stopped out. Ryan is fantastic. He and his team are continuing to work with us to help those students who had previously stopped out to be paired with a success coach to make sure that they have the support that they need upon re-entry. And then finally, Dr. Behrens, if you remember our early discussions with the state of Michigan regarding the Reconnect program, the state of Michigan has hired their own navigators. This is a team of people who at the state level are reaching out to the Reconnect applicants and trying to assist them with the initial pieces of the process, such as filling out the FAFSA, how to navigate a school's admissions application, and then helping the student then connect with the right individuals at the school. I am MCCC's liaison for the navigator through the state of Michigan. We were just assigned our navigator this week. Mr. Alan Chung is going to be working with our school along with Washtenaw County Community College. We had a great conversation yesterday regarding what his role is and how the state navigators are going to be partnering with the community colleges, and have already started to receive my first referrals of students from him. So more to come on that.
Very good. If you wouldn't mind also talk briefly about the number of students that we had in the list for non-payment and how you got it down, because you guys just did you all did a fabulous job. We want to make sure that those who did that work are credited here.
Yeah, no, definitely an effort among everybody in the Student Services Department. Courtney, Kessie, Allison, Sue, Kelly, Lauren, all of our staff worked really hard making phone calls, responding to emails from students to reach out to find out what they needed assistance with in terms of being able to either get financial aid in place or make payment by the payment deadline. So I know that Tracy has the official numbers for the DREG, and I'll let her share those. But yeah, thank you to everybody on our team.
Great job. And with that, Tracy, we'll turn it over to you.
For DREG, I can start with that. We had a couple of hundred students on the DREG list, and we ended up dropping 51. And I know we've re-registered many of those based on some other phone calls that were made after the fact. I'm very proud of our teams. We did a lot of outreach, and that number was significantly lower by the time we ended up dropping than it was when I ran it a couple days before the drop. And I am scheduled for another DREG this evening. I don't anticipate that being a very large list either. Our WIG is to increase graduation and retention rates. And to do this, we are looking at student programs and making sure they're in the correct program, and also that they're taking coursework within their program of study or pathway. So I do have some updates from last week. We had started working on a weekly alert system and pulling some reports. And I think last week I had identified there were 60 students who had courses outside of their pathway for fall semester, and that's actually not correct. We found out when we dug in a little bit further that the report is doing degree evaluations based on current date and not on fall start date. And we have had many students update their program of study. Over half of those students had already updated their program of study and actually weren't taking classes outside of their new program of study, which that start date is the fall start date. So we have now identified 23 students who are taking courses outside their plan of study. We have reached out to those students and have done several change of programs as well as adjusting schedules based on what they're doing. And we've actually found that many of them are working on MTA or working on an articulation agreement, so they really aren't in the wrong programs anyway. But we have been very successful getting a hold of students, and I think these efforts will make a big difference in our retention rates. And next, we are trying to increase retention rates for our FIDIAC students from the fall to winter and fall to fall. And at this point, or as of this morning, for fall semester, our fall 20 FIDIACs, 38% of them are registered for fall 21. We have done quite a bit of outreach to these students already. Texts just reminding them that registration has begun and to register before the end of winter semester. Faculty, I sent an email to faculty last week asking them to reach out to their advisees to remind them about registration. And we have also sent some emails to this group of students and are planning on some outreach phone calls. So I think we're getting fairly close to our goal already, so I'm fairly confident we're probably going to make that goal this semester. And that's all I have.
That's great work, Tracy. And get me those phone lists and a script as well.
Sure.
Grace and I have talked about a support plan for that, and so we'll work with instruction to get some support to reach out to those continuing students. Your work there with the degree pathway is phenomenal. That's exactly what the college needs to do to increase and really help students succeed. So great work there.
Thank you.
All right, and Michelle, thank you for joining us, and I'll let you present for marketing.
Okay. Very happy to be here, especially on a day like today, to fill in for the boss, because this is our report from yesterday, May 6th. Just to set the stage, our goal was to significantly increase by 350% the web traffic going to our website where Michigan Reconnect is prominently featured, increasing that rate from February 15th to June 1st. When we first started, we had 1,374 unique page views. Our goal increase of 350% would take us to 4,809. And very happy to report we have met and exceeded our goal as of Wednesday of this week. So we are at 4,809. Then that was our goal. We've now surpassed that to 4,952. That's an increase of 3,578, obviously our 350%. And what our final push was an email that was sent out late last week to 100,000 purchased addresses. And I'll show you a picture of that. And just over a 3-day period, there were 470 unique page views. We're anticipating we're going to see even more of those as the weekend. More people tend to open their emails when they're sent to their personal addresses. So we're anticipating some increases, continuing increases, and the work won't stop. We'll be continuing to encourage people to register, especially for fall, over the next several weeks. And we're very pleased to report that.
Michelle, a huge kudos to you and Joe and Janelle and Doug over there for this work. It is not even June. We're a month early, and you hit what I thought was a wild goal of 350%, was it? 350%, I believe.
Yeah. Yep.
Yeah. So just insane, and keep up the good work.
Mm-hmm. We've learned a lot.
Yeah, and it shows, and it's working, and we're seeing the results of that. All right, we'll take this offline. I'll stop recording here.